We are looking live at the Ontario Motor Speedway. It is time now for the UAW 300, a return to USARC competition with the Aaron's Pro Cup Series. And we are getting ready for our second trip here out west to this very similar track to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. On the pole, it is our Season 1 champion, Peter Onjak, who is sitting just outside of the points lead. Can he put together a run good enough today to reclaim that points lead?
Well, it's certainly possible, but it's going to be difficult when Sustrai is in fourth, and he's been so strong on these type of ovals, really. So yeah, it's going to be hard to even just a 15-point gap to close back completely. But it's so close as well. You've got RFJ back there in sixth as well. He's joined third, and then they're both 15 points back, and then just 16 points back from Sustrai. You have Stephen Cologne and Lexi Herman, so still so close in that points battle as we reach the halfway point of the season.
Another interesting point, Luna Bennington is going to be starting on the outside pole. Just has not gone any way correctly for that 42 team so far this season. Can she finally turn it around and get a much needed win for this team?
Yeah, only one top 10 this season for Luna Bennington, but she's ran up in the top 10 and the top 5 a lot more than that. But she's just not managed to muster up the results to prove that. A lot of issues, a hard crash at Chicagoland last time out for her, and that's kind of been the story of her season. A lot of shunts which have not been her fault. But yeah, the outside pole, a track which is very wide, very sweeping. Yeah, anything can happen, and yeah, front row start may just be the jump start that Bennington needs for the second half of their season.
And we're going to look back through the field. Our two protagonists from this race last season, Blair McKenzie, she starts way back in the field, was running up front late before an engine failure took her out. And right here is the man who benefited, Justin Whitmer. He has also not had the best season too after competing very closely with Onjak for that Season 1 title. I think a win would do him well here if he can go back to Ontario. What do you think?
Yeah, inconsistency is the word I would use. He is currently 42 points out from the top, ninth in points. He's got one race win so far this season. It could have been more. Obviously, we're not happy at Darlington, getting himself caught up in a back marker's crash. So I think, if he can put a run together like he did last season, and win a couple races, maybe back to back like last season, he's certainly not out of it yet. Neither is anyone really in the top 10. We've still got a long way to go.
All right, so now we're going to bring you, when we're ready for the starting command here in the UAW 300, Peter Onjak and Luna Bennington, the front row, will bring you to the command. All right, we should be getting the command in a few moments' time. And as we've been saying, Peter Onjak, your pole sitter.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command. So Onjak is your pole sitter. Luna Bennington, 2 is outside. Riley Spurleytube and Kyler Sustrai make up row 2. Sustrai is looking to defend that points lead. Cam Brennan and Ricky Freeman Jr. make up row 3. Row 4 is Bobak Fox, proving that Joe Zeller Racing cars still got a decent amount of pace in them. He'll line up alongside Luke Evans. And then looking further back, it is Ben Crouch Fox and Whitmer are row 5. So Whitmer, last year's winner, looking for a repeat. But he's going to have quite a few cars in between him and the front row as we slowly pace our way around this track. As you see, very wide. It is nicknamed the Indianapolis of the West for a reason, and hopefully that should give some good overtaking opportunities for some of the guys starting further back in this field.
Yeah, and we've got 10 extra laps compared to last season to make those overtakes, and we saw as well last season with the strategy. Very interesting, kind of two methods to go about it because of an early yellow. But with those 10 extra laps, and these tyres, they wear a bit quicker now. They fall off a little bit quicker. The fuel tanks are slightly smaller this year, so yeah, strategy is really unknown. It could easily play a big factor into this one, and we didn't know last year who was going to win until about turn 3 on the final lap, so yeah, it's a bit of an unpredictable one.
field is gonna pace onto the second short chute into turns 3 and 4. And it very much is going to be anyone's game. But definitely, Peter Onjak still searching for his first Aaron's Pro Cup Series win of Season 2. In fact, the entire top 3 still yet to win this season. Can any of them come out on top here today? Here we go. The APCS is back. Green flag racing. We are green in the UAW 300. It's going to be an even getaway for Onjak and Bennington. Into turn 1 we go.
It's just that inside line that has the slight edge, and Onjak's going to clear into turn 2.
Oh, and Bennington really getting checked up on the outside. Definitely not the place to be. It looked like that Sustrai maybe thought about 3 wide there. Definitely thought better of it. It is still really early in this one as Spurley Tube now coming. Here comes Cameron Brennan.
Oh
Forget
God.
lap 1. He's going for 3 wide.
It's going to pay off for Brennan. Onjak all the way out wide, and he's going to fall back to possibly 4th. I think he scraped the wall as well.
And I
3 wide deep in the pack
the
as
background,
well.
I think that was Eli Steelwolf who might have got the wall, stacking up the outside. Zachary DeLello back here with them as we complete our first racing lap. Still green. Cameron Brennan, the very impressive rookie, is out front, and we've got Onjak looking under Bennington and Spurley Tube. 3 wide briefly. Blair McKenzie is off to a good start. She's working her way through the field in the 5.
Yeah, redemption will be on her mind after last season coming oh so close until an engine failure under yellow. A good start for Nicolas Santiago as well. I believe he's just inside the top 10 for TGR. He's shown speed at these speedways so far. And he's challenging the championship leader Sustrai now into turn 3. And look at Fox running.
Spurley into the wall and contact.
They're going to save it. That was very rough. They're 4 wide.
Oh, and we're wrecking.
Oh,
that's Carter Swab in the wall.
Hit.
Contact with Matthew Hubert. And the caution is out here on lap 3 of 50.
Yeah, Swab came all the way up the track. Very hard impact into the wall, and Hubert, really shame for him. He's been having a good season, but nowhere to go for him.
And Cameron Brennan is going to lead over the line. And with how they were racing, we're definitely going to need to calm down a bit more if we're going to have anyone finish these 50 laps. We're going to take a quick look at our first incident of the day here in the UAW 300, just 3 laps into it. So you see here, just 3 wide. Whitmer kind of came down on Swab, and then Rigel got into him, and then Hubert nowhere to go. Eli Steelwolf actually did a really good job at avoiding that one. We'll take a look at some onboards here. Really unfortunate day for that 88 team.
We can see here Rigel on the inside, and he really has nowhere to go. It's kind of Whitmer who puts Swab into a very tight position, and ultimately the space runs out. And Rigel were really helpless to do anything different. On board with Steelwolf here, you can just see smoke up ahead, and just managing to avoid the stricken 88. I believe it was Dallas Miller who got a scrape. Oh, sorry, no, Maston Rimmel now in the 2 who got a scrape there.
We are back here from Ontario, and as you can see, there is split strategy. Most of the lead pack is coming in. Bobak, Fox, and Riley Spurley too. Oh, wait, I don't think this is actually split strategy. I think, because Fox and Spurley have damage, I think that most of the field is going to try to stick this one out. They're going to stay out. Yep, that is... So what we thought was split strategy is actually not in fact at all. It is both cars trying to fix up their vehicles for this restart.
Be interesting to see if this can become an attempt at alternate strategy. Obviously very early still, just coming onto lap 4 as these guys pit. But if you have the opportunity to repair a car under yellow like this, you might as well try and adapt to it, try and stretch out the fuel, stretch out the tyres as long as you can, and just see what comes of it.
I mean, it was Spurley Tube, I believe, at Trois Rivières, who was able to get onto alternate strategy, I believe due to a mechanical issue, and then ended up inside the top 10. So definitely, never say never, as both cars are fixed up. They'll join the tail end of the lead pack.
It was White Wilkinson who last year pitted early under the first yellow and then cycled through to the lead at a later yellow. So, that's easily something that can happen here. But yeah, very early to tell just yet.
So we'll bring you back when we're ready for green flag action here. We still have 38 cars in this one. Matthew Huber and Carter Schwab are done after an early incident, and it is rookie Cameron Brennan who controls the field out front. We are back here from Ontario Motor Speedway. We are going to see the green lap 7 of 50. And as we come through turn 4, pace car ducks off. Rookie Cameron Brennan has had such an impressive season so far. He leads the Rookie of the Year standings by quite a long margin, but he's still searching for that first win of the season. Can it come today? The green flag is back out here from Ontario.
It's a good start for the 14.
In fact, a good restart for Peter Onjak. Luke Evans already going to look to the inside of Nicolas Santiago as we head into turn 1. And that move looks like it will be booked in by the time they hit the first short shoot into turn 2.
Yeah, fairly orderly at the front. Look at Daniel Sels now in the top 10. That's a much needed good run early on. In a very poor start to the season. That's Luna Bennington jumping out looking for P2.
The Dodge is looking like they're coming to life a bit here, as Brennan looks like he's going to wash up the track. Santiago got put up way up high and he scraped the wall.
Ooh,
Car in the wall in the
wall.
background. I think that was Rotfield. It looked like a yellow and black car. And Brennan missing the entry to turn 3 is going to give Peter Onjak back the race lead. Bennington back into second.
It's all about momentum, and it looks like it's just going to get worse and worse for Brennan. Here comes Evans on the inside as well.
And looks like Mackenzie, Cologne, and Zeller are all going to follow and play nice. That's a teammate on the outside. Evans almost put the one in the fence. And we've already seen a teammate clash earlier with Schwab and Whitmer, as Mackenzie's going to say thank you very much. She's to P4, and Zeller's now coming for that P5 on Brennan.
Herman's going to go 3 wide.
Herman's going to put it 3. I think Zeller's going to back out a bit wisely. Cologne's now the one left out to dry.
I think Onjak's just washed up the track as well.
And Freeman too. Murdo, Santiago as well. A lot of cars missing the entries and exits of these corners, and now Luna Bennington is right on the 14.
All these guys had a titanic battle at Denver last year towards the end, and this seems like part 2. Here comes the 42.
Bennington to the inside. Looks like she might have had a bit of a wobble in the middle of the corner, but does not matter. Momentum is going to be there, and Luke Evans is right on the scene as well, as is Blair McKenzie.
Yeah, these two charging through the field early on. Really good showing from 2 drivers who are winless this season. And one winless in their entire career, that one being Blair McKenzie. But Onjak on the outside just does not have the traction. The best he can do around turns 3 and 4 is keep it off the wall, and he's going to fall back down to 4th.
And so that has put Bennington into the race lead now. Luke Evans searching for his first win for the Soaring Seagulls program. Little did we think it would take this long for them to notch a race win. The 10 teams still winless for the driver who won Atlanta Season 1 with Lochenslager's 83 team. And now Evans is going to move to the point, but it looks like he's now washed up wide, and that's going to give an opportunity for Mackenzie.
Does Onjak dare make it 3 wide? He's definitely looking.
I mean, it was Cameron Brennan on the opening lap, putting him and I believe it was Bennington 3 wide, but Onjak stays sensible, and there's a bit of contact there between Evans and Bennington, as Greenman, I think, just got a big piece of the wall.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did not end up in an accident there. Really got all up in front of Cologne and Crouch, and Miguel's going to be the one to take advantage going past Crouch, and he also has the run on the 3 car and the 4.
As looking back up front, Mackenzie going for the lead. There's contact, and Onjak into the wall.
Very controversial stuff there from Blair McKenzie. And Onjak will not be happy until he's going to fall back outside the top 10. He's been passed by Whitmer and many others as well. I mean, McKenzie just overdrove it. Just did not have the traction to keep the car on the apron.
She was really going for it. And that's given the lead to Luna Bennington, and Cameron Brennan's now right back in this picture as Bennington now overdrives turn 2, and here comes Cameron Brennan, or turn 3 that was rather. Brennan now to the lead. Luke Evans now to second. Soaring Seagulls 1-2. Don't Look Now, Lexi Herman, Kyler Sustry, and Justin Whitmer are now in this battle as well.
Yeah, we know what Whitmer can do at a speedway, as Kyler Sustry as well. I mean, those SSL cars
Evans
really
gonna take
strong
the
here.
lead. Bennington looks like she might have grazed the wall. Brennan really wide, and oh my goodness, Kyler Sustry. 3 wide, made the inside work. Looked for a second that he might force Herman up into the one of Brennan. But Kyler Sustry, the points leader, now into second.
When Herman way up the track in turn 3.
Oh, and there's more contact.
Well, that was heavy, that. That could have some
Yeah, there's
performance
damage on both
impact.
cars.
Oh dear.
That is not what either of them wanted. And now that's going to give a bit of a buffer to the leaders. It is still Luke Evans over Kyler Sustry, Justin Whitmer, Blair McKenzie. We said that they were the protagonists of the Season 1 race, starting a bit further back in the field. Well, both of them have found their way back up to the front. Could we see a rematch here for Season 1?
Yeah, they seem to know their way around here really well. I mean,
Oh, and look at McKenzie.
Oh my god. She's going for it. There is definitely an emotion about this race for her after what happened last year.
Doesn't quite have the run to make a move there, as Whitmer and Sustry very close into turn 4.
Sustry just stalled out slightly on the exit of turn 3, and it's really going to compromise him for the duration of this straight, as Whitmer pulls out a bit of a gap. Joe Zeller's been lurking around, and it's paid off for him, currently running 5th, with his eyes on 3rd at the moment.
Was about to make a comment about that. Joe Zeller, much like how he's been this season, not really been talked about, but been in the right place at the right time. Zeller is still kind of looking like an outside threat for this title, and I think a great run here could definitely pay into that.
Yeah, currently 13th in points, but that's after a couple of bad runs at Chicagoland and at Riviere, and it looked like their Whitmer hit the wall.
Yeah, I think
ever
there
so
was
slightly.
a bit of sparks there, but not a lot of damage. Daniel Sells putting together a good run. Look at Eric Monaco up here. That's a name we haven't talked about so far, running a partial schedule for Daytona Motorsports in the 12 car. He, I believe, is on... Actually, he's now inside the top 10. He is P8.
Very good run from him. Stephen Cologne, currently 4th in points. Monaco's teammate just inside the top 10.
Ooh,
Bennington now.
And the car following the 42 is the 41. That is Rhodes Gray, also running a partial schedule in the second Anjado car. He's putting together a good run here at Ontario.
Yeah, just noticing Ben Crouch here has fallen back slightly, as has Nicolas Santiago. To go through the field, yeah. Lexi Herman's definitely...
and they're wrecking!
There we go.
Oh, yep, Murdo around, and that's going to bring the caution. Christian Vargas, the other car involved. Vargas is going to stay out of the way of traffic, as will Benedict Murdo.
Close.
Fortunately, we'll not see a repeat of what happened at Atlanta to the 01 team. But 2 drivers who were at the front last year for Soaring Seagulls Racing, and 2 drivers who have had a very abysmal season too, and it will continue for both of them. Our second caution of the day.
Yeah, Vargas had a rotten season, and Suthers Murdo obviously missing races. Just really unfortunate for the both of them. I cannot remember who was it. Herman in the middle of them.
I do not remember either. We will see in replay who it was.
I think we're about to see pit stops as well. It would make a lot of sense now to pit, even if you're Spurley Tube or Bowback Fox, just to fresh rubber and extend the fuel at a harmless pit stop. So I expect to see people coming down.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are going to see, I believe, the whole field.
That it would make sense.
So far, no one has committed otherwise. So Luke Evans is going to lead the field in, this being him gunning for his second career race win. Won Season 1 Atlanta, the second ever USARC race on pit strategy, and could be right in it here again today, as it is in fact all cars down pit road. Gonna be some damage repair on a few of them, definitely.
Yeah, Herman, Vargas, Brennan as well, possibly. Although he's still running in the top 10, so he might be okay. And obviously Murdo as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they can still make that 0 and possibly the 01 still competitive. I mean, it's quite an aero-dependent track of just how huge it is. But it was fairly minor in a sense for at least Vargas.
Is the 10 of Evans getting off of pit road first, and then it will be Spurley 2. Ooh, close there.
I think Spurley
2, Whitmer. Sorry, it'll be Whitmer second. I think
Onjak might have had him.
I don't think so. I think my goodness, Sustrai. I think Sustrai got him. So it is Evans, Whitmer, McKenzie, Sustrai, Onjak, and then Eric Monaco continuing his strong run. Zachary DeLello has jumped up a bunch of spots as well, it seems.
Bennington has sunk somewhat as well, as has Cologne. There's Bolt Borger.
Cologne and Brennan have dropped, I believe, due to damage repairs. And Herman also with damage repairs. Vargas is back out, as is the Owen Murdo, so no DNF.
I think there's no hood on.
Oh, and they're giving Onjak second.
I mean, his pit spot, as soon as he moved an inch forward after his stop, he was off pit road.
There's in fact no.
So it's fairly easy for him.
And yeah, that is the benefit of the pole sitter's pit box. But now we'll take a look at our second caution of the day. Doesn't eliminate anyone from contention, but it certainly will hamper the chances for Christian Vargas and Benedict Murdo.
Well, when he's not slow, he's wrecking. Christian Vargas into the wall, collected by Herman, and then Murdo, quite the innocent bystander who gets caught up in the accident. He's the one who comes away with the most damage after all that. A really tough break for two drivers who are in dire need of a good run.
On board with Lexi Herman, you see Vargas get up the track into the wall, and I think Murdo was trying to just shoot the gap, saw an opportunity, but then Vargas and Herman got together, and then Murdo nowhere to go. So that is both Vargas and Murdo way back in the field. Herman actually got off the best. We are back here at Ontario a bit early. It is Riley Spurley 2. Early run pace, got some damage, pitted early and really sunk him back, and now it's gone from bad to worse. A major engine issue on the number 8. That's likely going to put him out of the race. He'll probably be our third retirement. And we do have the one to go.
A real tough break there for Spurley 2. Someone who's been in contention across this season and last for a race win, but it's never happened. And I mean, like many others that we've spoken about today, many such cases, he just gets caught up in wrecks or issues which are just entirely out of his control, and that's another one today.
And there's the 8 behind the wall, officially listed as an engine failure. He is out here on lap 19 of 50. And we will see the green on lap 20. Luke Evans trying to maintain his race lead, the fast Peter Onjak, and his number 14 team delivering off of pit road and benefiting from that pole sitter's pit box. He will start off from second, then our two protagonists, Justin Whitmer, Blair McKenzie, third and fourth, points leader Kyler Sustrai in fifth. What do we make of this top 5?
Well, the top 3 are in many ways the usual suspects at Speedway so far this season. It's Onjak and Whitmer, and then one of the SSR cars, this time being the 10, and obviously Sustrai there back in 5th as well, the inevitable Kyler Sustrai. He's so quick at these Speedways. And then Blair McKenzie, kind of the wild card here, slightly less acquainted with the top 5, but she's certainly shown so far that she's got the pace to be up here. With fresh tyres, does she go for it on this restart? I think she does. We've already seen a lot of bravery from her today. But here we go.
Pace car is off. Luke Evans is now the control car. And green flag back out here from Ontario.
Fairly even getaway.
Onjak looked like for a second he wanted to make a move. I think he's thought better of it. Into turn 1, Evans will hold the lead.
Looked like he couldn't keep the nose down as well as Onjak through turn 1.
Oh, and it definitely looks like that's the case through turn 2. Definitely running wide, and that should give Onjak a good run as we head down toward turn 3. Sustra now looking on Blair McKenzie.
Didn't look like the 10 was handling well through those first 2 corners. Whitmer shoving his way through.
Oh, and Santiago catches the wall.
It was close. Looks like he's going to get away with it.
And Whitmer with the aggressive move in 3 is going to pay off. Oh, looks like he might have given Onjak a bit of a squeeze there. And now we're going to have 2 that have been already pretty acquainted with each other today. McKenzie and Onjak into turn 1.
Yeah, Onjak driving it deep, looking to try and hold his line on the outside. I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, and he's going to concede that position to McKenzie. Sushtry now with a full head of steam.
Bennington's found her way back up here, climbing up the order early on the restart. She's already shown she's got some pace here this weekend.
And I think that's a move for the lead. Here comes Justin Whitmer on Luke Evans. Oh, and Sells, I think, caught the wall. And Whitmer to the point.
Easy move.
McKenzie's now cut.
Struggled.
McKenzie was really having to mirror drive there throughout a 4. She's got Onjak and Sushtry right behind. Joe Zeller right in the mix as well as we head into turn 1. Sushtry is now going to make a move on Onjak. That's going to be booked in, and I think, yeah, Zeller is going to also make a move.
That was unfriendly there from Zeller. Very little space given.
And once again, like on the first stint, before our second caution, the front group has split away from the second pack, which has got just about everyone in it, but it's currently led by 2 Toyotas of Ricky Freeman Jr. and Lotus Disparito. There's another name we haven't talked about so far. They've really worked their way up here to the front.
Yeah, currently in P11, I believe. It's a 15 rounds up the top 10. They're just trying to catch the slipstream of Bennington. They're trying to catch up to the group in front.
And here comes Evans back down the inside. Sushtry also going for 3rd on McKenzie. That's going to be a good move, and Evans is also going to move back to the lead.
Looked like a fairly routine move there from McCarver. Just a few laps ago, looked like it was really struggling to get the tyres fired up and just struggling to keep the nose down. But it looks like it's working out okay as Whitmer holding on to 2nd.
Looks like that's Sushtry trying to make a move quite similar. Oh, and McKenzie got the wall there.
Ooh, yeah,
and another car got the wall in the background. I think that was Monaco in contact between Fox and Ayers in the 51. It's all kicking off here at the back. And
just a very messy area. Just an absolute dogfight back here.
Look at this. Bulk Borger in the 34. This is inside the top 20, certainly. Looks like it might be within the fringes of the top 10. It's looking DeLello and Crouch do battle. This is for 10th position. Oh, man.
Ooh.
And DeLello's going to get the spot, looking back up to the lead group. All that battling has given Evans a good advantage. Sushtry and Whitmer now doing battle for 2nd. Blair McKenzie's lost a whole lot of momentum. And I think that McKenzie losing momentum and checking up this group has actually given, I think, what Freeman and Disparito needed. They now look like that they're getting up into this group as well.
It's at the halfway point here at Ontario, and it's starting to look like a slightly comfortable lead for Luke Evans, but can't speak too soon. It's Kyler Sushtry who's behind him, and we know what he's capable of at these speedway tracks.
Sushtry looking for what I believe will be his 3rd win on the season if he can make it happen, and would further extend his points lead. Sushtry is definitely looking like he does not want a title fight. He just wants to win this through speed and domination, and that's so far what he's done.
Yeah, he's but even more importantly, stayed out of trouble, unlike some others, such as the man behind him in third, Justin Whitmer. And that's just so key when it's been so close this season so far.
I mean, certainly. For Whitmer, you cast your mind back to Darlington. Was leading quite comfortably, then got involved in an incident with some lap traffic that took him out of it, as Sustra had a peek at Luke Evans. You'd think that these two would probably try to race each other a bit cleaner, considering that they are teammates here, 1-2 for Soaring Seagulls. But that does not apply to the two boys behind in Whitmer and Onjak.
Wow,
Onjak really wide.
He's got to watch out. It's going to...
Oh, and the 14's going to get the wall. Zeller has to get out of it for the second time, as him who arrived first on the scene to Blair McKenzie. And now has to get out of it for Peter Onjak, and that's going to give the top three a big breakaway. Look at this, and contact! Bennington and Freeman way up the track. It was Disparito who got their nose in there, and McKenzie's going to send it 3 wide again on them.
I've never seen anything like that before. What on earth happened there? Freeman was just a torpedo.
I think...
And Bennington was just there, and simply nothing she could do, and just another stroke of bad luck.
Oh, and look at this battle. The top three following each other off the track. Oh my goodness.
All struggling to handle the car well through 3 and 4, as has almost everyone at some point today. But Sustra and Whitmer biding their time, not sticking a nose out into turn 1. They're going to keep right in the slipstream of the 10 car.
Oh, and the 10 has really missed the entry into the short chute. But it looks like that he's done enough to keep the lead for now. But on a quick point on the Disparito move, I think Disparito really stuck their nose in, and Freeman wasn't expecting it maybe, and just really overdrove kind of out of panic. And yeah, Bennington just nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, really any more, and that would have been our third yellow of the day. As there goes Whitmer, Evans up the track.
Oh, Evans in the wall!
Maybe a 2-1 for the 18.
And just like that, Season 1 Ontario winner back to the point here in Season 2. And Sustra is going to move into second.
These guys now have a comfortable 2.5 gap over the next car, that being Lotus Disparito in 4th. As they try and pull away from Joe Zeller behind.
As Evans is going to actually make a cheeky little move through turn 2 and get back in front. So once again, Evans is now the lead. Soaring Seagulls cars, they both have to chase after the 18 of Justin Whitmer.
Yeah, clearly no team orders down at SSR.
Oh, and both of them in the wall.
What is going on, guys?
And
you can't blame the tyres.
That is music to the ears of Justin Whitmer. I wonder if there's a lot of aero wash or something. These cars are just handling like absolute dogs. And here comes Sustra now to the inside.
Yeah, both of them. Look at that. Just can't keep the cars down on the inside through turn 1. And Evans really having to check up to fall in line, and it's going to open up the door possibly for Disparito, who's number 08 Toyota. Seems to be handling a lot better than second and third place cars right now.
We're going to take a brief moment. Murdo is definitely off the pace in the last car, but he's still quite a ways away from the likes of Whitmer, so though we still have a long way to go, so it is entirely possible lap traffic does end up playing a role in this one.
Especially if there's another big shunt or something like that, but Angel Gutierrez has worked his way into the top 10 very quietly.
Yeah, and I believe he started toward well in the back, like back 5 rows. That's a really strong run from the 9 team, as McKenzie nearly got herself into the wall again. Nicholas Santiago's going to move up a spot, and Luna Bennington trying to recover from her earlier incident with Ricky Freeman Jr.
Is that Cameron Lopez in about 15th? He started last.
It is in fact Cameron Lopez with quite the train behind him. And the car right behind him is the man that he lined up next to, both Borger in the 34.
Incredible. Very good runs.
And avoiding the commentator's curse for at least a bit. Both cars stay off the wall. Definitely some good runs going for some teams that started pretty far back in the field. And Sustrai and Evans, yeah, neither of these SSR cars look to be handling how the drivers want them to.
It seems like Ricky Freeman Jr. has been let loose to join this battle, make it a 2v2 SSR versus BPM. We've seen this many times before, but he's certainly closing the gap between the likes of Disparito and Onjak and Zeller, and now closing in on the top three. Yeah, looking very good for BPM with the way that 10 car especially is handling.
So Sustrai is looking like he might have closed a bit this lap on Whitmer. As we'll check across the stripe, he has indeed about a tenth of a second. So maybe the 11's knocked some sense into it. Oh, but still really missing.
Yeah.
Just washes up through the middle of the corner, big time. But looks pretty planted there through two.
Evans seems to have it worse. What's fascinating is, amongst all that, I think he's still closing on the 18.
So is Whitmer just slower? I guess the
Quite
question
possibly.
is, can the cars? I guess BPM's gone conservative on the setup, so the car can keep it out of the wall, but it's just not as quick as, yeah, definitely Sustrai is visually closer. Yeah, 2/10 out this lap.
He's cut the gap in half on that lap.
And he missed the exit of one, and now Whitmer's the one who looks like he's making mistakes.
Maybe a bit of pressure there, but the gap looks a bit extended there, actually.
Maybe...
I think maybe Sustrai saw Whitmer go up the track and thought, you know, if he backs it down slightly, just checks up, maybe that would work well for him. But he's already closing up again.
And Evans is closing up on this as well. Disparito caught the wall there.
That was very hard.
Oh, definitely big donut on the side of the 08. As Joe Zeller's going to now try to make a move on Brennan, and maybe add Disparito as well, trying to go 2 for 1 to get up to 6th.
Picking up that double top 10 at the moment for TGR. They've had some bad luck this season. They've had some teething issues, but it looks like they're finally getting their affairs in order. So there goes Gutierrez now up into 8th, looking at 7th and possibly 6th. A very strong run from the 52 team, getting their first win at Darlington earlier this year.
Yeah, this team has confirmed plans for expansion. Oh, and Zeller almost into Brennan. And that almost was another incident. And the two SSR cars have found each other. Once again, Sustrai lost a lot of time that lap. I wonder if we missed him catching the wall.
Well, that lap very deep from the 15.
Got really high.
I think it worked.
I wonder if it has, because Freeman has actually closed up. Gutierrez is going to move into 6th
He's very
position.
quick. He is rapid at the minute.
I mean, you think about Darlington and Ontario, both of these tracks are very heavy on the tire, whereas the two SSR cars do battle. Evans squeezing Sustrai basically to the grass to keep the spot. This is exactly what Justin Whitmer wants to be seeing right now in his rearview mirror. But anyway, as my Evans had to really get out of the throttle, almost got into Ricky Freeman Jr. But my point,
that car did not look comfortable running side by side.
My point with the 52 is, you think about Darlington, Ontario, both are tire wear heavy tracks, I'm wondering if the 52 just has a really good chassis underneath it. It's kind on its tires, and that's why this 52 is so fast right now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw pit stops on lap
Oh, and
17, I want to say. Oh dear,
Caught
free
the wall
wide.
big time. Freeman's backed out of it. I think he's up in the marbles. So that's going to move Luke Evans back into second, and Justin Whitmer, just now a casual Sunday drive out front, does not have to push that hard, but now we're under
Yellow.
caution. It's William Ayers in his debut for Full Send Racing, and oh no, Bolt Borger.
Quite possibly the commentator's curse there, and there's not really any damage, but that car is definitely blowing up. And I'm curious to see if anyone else is involved as well.
Marinacci is pretty far back here. I'm wondering if she might have had
Possibly
a piece of it.
some...
Maston Rimmel as well.
Yeah,
Ayers definitely
some
has
input
damage
from those two.
Yeah,
I wonder if we'll see pit stops as well now. I was just about to say they pitted around 20 laps to go, and I'm not very confident they can go to the end from here. I mean, I think if like a handful of cars pit, based on the tyre difference, everyone will have to.
Yeah, this has definitely been an extended green flag run, and yep, that is. Looks like the whole field coming down. And Whitmer's going to have a big advantage here. It's being one of the few cars who's not going to have to make some damage repairs.
I wonder what adjustments the 10 and the 11 crews can do just to sort out the demons in those cars at the minute. Really struggling to keep the nose down, and I think it's obviously very detrimental to how they've been able to close up to the 18, and now they've got a golden opportunity with what will be about 10 laps to go once we get back going.
So it's a piston that has taken the 34 of Bolt Borger and the Wright Borger Racing Team out of this one. We will check replays after these pit stops to see what happened. Definitely William Ayers at least involved. Borger might have been involved. Some others potentially. Marinacci and we were saying potentially Maston Rimmel. But what that means is a lot of unsponsored cars, and that means the damage bills are definitely going to be stacking up. And is Luke Evans going to jump Whitmer?
I don't know if he's
Oh, he did get the throttle down in time.
Did he just block him? Oh, I think Onjak's just won as well off pit road.
Onjak once again using the... Oh, look at Cameron Brennan with a good stop. Gutierrez as well. But yeah, definitely looked like the 10 was positioning himself in front of Whitmer, even as he was getting the throttle down, kind of playing a game of chicken. But that's given Whitmer, or rather Luke Evans, the race lead back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Onjak, because of his position, if that's the case.
I believe Onjak would have second, I think, again. But I don't know what we're doing here with Freeman.
Yeah, guys, what's going on here?
I think they're gonna... Okay, so Onjak is... Was gonna try to go around the outside, but that almost ended poorly.
Yeah, where's he gonna end up? There's a gap for him in second.
So once again, that pole-sitter pit box is very strong here at Ontario, and that's gonna put Onjak into second behind Luke Evans, ahead of Justin Whitmer. Cameron Brennan and Angel Gutierrez are going to round the top 5. And so first, we are going to see what has brought out another late race caution here at Ontario, much like season 1. Incident at the back here. We'll bring you replays in just a second. So William Ayers washes up the track, gets into Eric Monaco, and then Christian Vargas finishes him off. You see the 34 blowing up, so completely unrelated incident. Maston Rimmel fortunate to avoid this one. But that is a really unfortunate day for William Ayers making his debut in the 51. Much like Herman's incident with Murdo and Vargas. One car just caught the wall, got into another, and a third one finished them off. That is heavy damage on the 51. Alright, We are going to see the green here. Lap 42 of 50. 9 laps to go. Pace car is off. Luke Evans, once again, going to be the control car. Did all he could with the pit stop he got, and bit of cheekiness probably with Justin Whitmer. The green flag is back out here, and Evans gets the good start over Peter Onjak.
Brennan looking underneath Whitmer. He's not sticking a nose out yet. He's going to keep it behind for turn 1. He is very close to the bumper of the 18, however.
But it's Whitmer who gets the better run on Onjak. He's going to go for P2.
Oh, and he's going to ride up the track. Onjak being squeezed.
Oh, and contact! Brennan around!
And I think he's going to save it. We may not even get a yellow if he saves it.
He did save it. Just merge up cleanly. Merge up cleanly. Oh, and he does merge up cleanly.
Christ.
We're going to keep it green. There's all sorts of battling going on back here. I think Rimmel just effectively fenced Daniel Sells. We are 3 wide between Sells, McFadden, and Bennington. Rigel cleared all of them. That is Isaac Davis leading the group. Up there is now for the lead. Here comes Justin Whitmer.
Oh, nearly contact. Here comes RFJ as well.
Freeman and Onjak are now here. Joe Zeller not too far back. Blair McKenzie, Boback Fox, Nicholas Santiago. A few names that we haven't really touched on at the front are getting up here, and we are closing in on just 5 to go.
I think on that restart, some cars just really struggled to get the tyres fired up, and that's the consequence of it.
Rhodes Gray in the
Rhodes
wall.
Gray.
It's now a BPM duel all of a sudden, as Ricky Freeman Jr. is now going to be Justin Whitmer's main challenger, as we take 7 to go here at Ontario.
Let's remind everyone, Ricky Freeman Jr. is still without a career win. He's come oh so close, an uncountable amount of times, and he is gaining on his teammate and boss through turns 1 and 2.
Is today the day for Ricky Freeman Jr.? As we've been saying, he's found just about every way to lose a race. Is he going to win in what has been one of our more chaotic races here at Ontario? Whitmer's run up the track. Oh, Freeman can't make a move. Oh, there's contact back there. I think that was Cologne and DeLello. We stay green.
There's McFadden in the wall as well, I think. But
6 to go.
RFJ is right there.
He's there, but he's not making a move yet. Luke Evans up the track, really pushing to try to get third, almost in the wall. Or rather, trying to get up into the lead battle.
I think he was really trying whatever he can to get close. These two pulling away on the fresh rubber. Just really worked for them, these new sets of tyres. I think everyone took all 4s as well. It's going to be 5 to go at the line.
That first win is just so tantalizingly close for Ricky Freeman Jr. Boback Fox scrapes the wall in the background. But I think
When's he move out?
These two need to avoid battling too much, because the last thing they need is with 5 to go to give the guys behind like Evans, Onjak, and Zeller even a chance. They can battle once they're clean ahead, but here comes Freeman. He's going to move Whitmer up the track.
Nearly made contact. Can they keep it clean? RFJ is through to the lead.
Ricky Freeman Jr. 4.5 laps to go. He now leads.
Dread to think what he's feeling right now in that cockpit. Whitmer's coming back.
And here come Evans and Onjak and Zeller. Soustrai caught the wall. Oh, we're wrecking! Steelwolf and Rhodes Gray, Sells and McFadden, Bennington, Vargas, Monaco and Daniel Voiles piles in late. Oh, and Rimmel and Ayers.
Who got to the line first?
Freeman got to the line. We might not see a restart.
Let's get a replay really quickly. We'll be right back to bring you what could be the end of this race under yellow. Well, the big one strikes late on in Ontario, and it's Steelwolf who gets into Rhodes Grey. And then from there, it's just a smoke curtain, and everyone piles in. Vargas going 3 for 4 this race in Rex. Huge hits from Voiles and Sels. Really tough break for Daniel Sels and Christian Vargas, both guys who need good runs.
On board with Daniel Sels. You see the smoke up ahead. He's getting out of the throttle, going low, and just nowhere to go. Gray got just kind of hit into his path. And that's a really unfortunate end to Daniel Sels' race, which started with such good promise. And hit late there from Rimmel and Ayers. On board the freshly painted look of Roach Rotfield, big smoke ahead, backing out. Vargas, and a bit of a nudge into his teammate Eli Steelwolf, but otherwise got through that one unscathed. Our final onboard look, Nia Marinacci, you see the smoke start, cars start going to the inside. There's Daniel Sels, and him getting hit to the inside clears the path for Marinacci to get through that one completely unscathed. And the track officials, props to them, we are going to get a green-white checkered here at Ontario. I think the 15 team really did not want that decision. They wanted to just walk away with the win, but they're going to have to defend it. 2 more racing laps to decide who comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely incredible stuff to get this race finished under green, assuming that we don't crash on lap 49. I think at that point it would be the end. Lots of cars involved in that accident, as you can see on the ticker. And a much shorter pacing field as well.
Sels, Steelwolf, Gray, McFadden, and Voiles. The 12 is also out of this one. Deemed too much damage on that car. He was shown the black flag.
Okay, let's take a prediction. Who do you think is taking the checkered flag in 2 laps' time?
Oh my goodness. I think that it's just been too chaotic to really make a good prediction. This is still very much anyone's race. And we're about to see who's going to land the dice roll. The pace car is off for the final time. We either ended under checkers or we ended under yellow. No going back now. Ricky Freeman Jr. is going to lead the field back to the green for the final time here at Ontario.
This is a race of his life, but then again, it's been in this situation many times before for RFJ.
Joe Zeller, he knows it's go time.
It's been a good restart from everyone in the top 5.
Freeman's already got Whitmer right on his tail. No team orders now, and here comes Justin Whitmer. Whitmer to the lead.
Is it too early? Has he gone too soon? Can RFJ build up some momentum and go again? Can someone else have a go?
That was the picture-perfect restart for Justin Whitmer. And now Freeman, I think, is being challenged by Luke Evans. He's going to have to get out of it. I think that is heartbreak again for Ricky Freeman Jr.
Oh my God.
He's down to 3rd. Luke Evans now the only challenger for Justin Whitmer as we see the white. They are 3 wide behind. And that is Herman, McKenzie, and Sustrai. Herman's the one who gets through. White flag in the air. Whitmer is really wide.
Does Evans have the run? He's had a really poor turn 1 in spite of
that. And Freeman had to give him a bump.
I think that might have sealed it for Whitmer. What's going to happen through 3 and 4? We just don't know.
Whitmer just can't lose it through 3 and 4. They're going to go, I thought, 3 wide for a second. Onjak now coming on Zeller. Freeman is clear into 2nd. The battle for 3rd is still anyone's game. And off of turn 4, Justin Whitmer is going to go back-to-back on Ontario. He's going to steal the win from his teammate on the last lap. Whitmer is going to take the UAW 300.
1-2 for BPM. In the order that it's always been.
Wow.
I mean, what do you say to Ricky Freeman? What do you say about RFJ after that? It's been, I mean, you can make a great compilation out of the time these lost wins. I think we've just seen another way to lose a race, and it's never pretty.
Forever the bridesmaid and never the bride. The winless streak is going to continue. But it is Justin Whitmer who claims another win on the season, and this should get him back right into the title hunt. This is just what the doctor ordered for that 18 team.
Shout out to Bobak Fox for getting up into fifth place at the end. Angel Gutierrez in seventh as well. Yeah, some surprising results all around. I think Cameron Brennan, who was up front, obviously was spun, managed to save it. I think he recovered fairly well. But yeah, win number 2 of the season for Justin Whitmer, and I think that really shoots him back into contention, especially when Kyler Seustrajs had such a poor race.
Well, that has been all from just a wild race here out in Ontario. Thank you for joining us, and it is good to have USARC back. We will see you next time.